How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And you know what time it is. It is time for the joke of the day. If you're new to this channel, we do this 5 days out of the work week. Maybe you had a long, maybe you had a stressful day, or maybe it was the market conditions. Well, you came to watch this video, plus hear one of my corny jokes. Here it comes. What do you call a shoe made out of banana peels? Slippers. Not too bad. But anyways, what we're going to be talking about today is OCGN, which continues to show strength inside of the market. I was looking for it to hit above that $7.90 level. It did exactly that. Yes, we did pull back a little bit, but you know what? I'll talk about it further inside of the video. So before I get started, of course, we got to go over the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to be going over is the technical analysis. We want to take a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. What do we want to look out for going into tomorrow? And then we're going to be going on Fintel, taking a look at the recent short interest information. Does it still continue to have short squeeze potential? Are shorts still heavily vested inside this play? We're going to find out. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know where institutions loading up on large scale orders. We can tell by taking a look at the inflows and as well as the outflows. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details that I want to share with you guys. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for OCGN. Let's see how it performed on the day. So I ended up closing at $7.68, being up 1.32%. On the low, it tested $7.45, and then on the high, testing $7.98. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 8.877 million shares, and as far as for the average volume over 10 trading days, being at 8.647 million shares. So not a significance there, right around the same, and we ended up seeing some appreciation in the stock. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which we're using the 1-year daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it is at 55.08. So we are gaining some momentum here. And then if we take a look at our chart now and our moving averages, we have momentum above the 200-day, which has been consistent for quite some time. We also on top of the 21-day EMA. You guys know I love seeing that. But we are below the 100-day. One thing I was talking about in previous videos, I was saying this is going to be an area of resistance, a psychological area at this $8 level. We ended up getting this $7.98 on the day before seeing some selling pressure. We also tried to make another attempt where we started seeing more pressure at $7.95. So I do believe if we can go into tomorrow carrying on this momentum, we should be able to get above $8 fairly quickly. But then we're going to want to see some strength when we get above 804, and then the move next, I'll be looking for it to actually get above 830. But for the most part, let's kind of be realistic and see OCGN get above $8. As far as where we wanted to actually have support, we saw we had support today at $7.45. So if we have a continuation of that going into tomorrow, then definitely I'm looking forward to that retest. So we're going to take a look at the recent short interest information for OCGN. So as we scroll down on the page, the short shares availability is at 1.2 million, updated 17 hours ago. And for the short borrow fee rate, it is at 4.41%. Now, when we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see for the close of the 23rd, it was at 44.32, and now the close for the 24th, which was yesterday, it creeped up to 48.48. So we had a good idea that was about to happen due to the fact that the stock has been running up quite a bit, and there would be no surprise if we see it go up even further when the numbers do come out later on in the evening. But with that said, just do know with this volatility, this is good because if we have a lot of buying pressure coming into the stock, stock, we can have more momentum going on with OCGN, and you've been seeing this for the days that we've had thus far with a lot of the trading that's been happening inside of the play itself. So let's see what happens going into tomorrow. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for OCGN. So we can see here on the inflow, it's at 14,325, and on the outflow, it's at 15,557. So we had an outflow day. So when we take a look at the large scale orders, 0 for both. On the medium, it was 9,715, and then on the small, it was at 4,610. On the outflow side, it was at 9,355, and then on the small, it was at 6,202. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see it's all been zeros. We had a 0 on the 25th, which is today, 0 on the 24th, as well as the 23rd, and having an inflow on the 20th, and also having an outflow day on the 19th. So what we can see clearly here, there was definitely a lot of profit taking, and we could notice this right away by taking a look at the small scale orders. And of course, this is retail investors like you and I. But one thing we are noticing, there's still momentum going through the stock. And like I was talking about previously and the levels that I was looking out for, I'm going to want to see a retest of that going into tomorrow. I will talk about more inside the final thoughts. Well, you know what? Let's get to it right now. So for my final thoughts for OCGN, yes, we've been seeing a lot of volatility inside of this play, but the good thing is we are seeing moves to the upside. The markets have been very choppy. We have some big time Fed meetings that are going to be going down, as well as for Thursday going into Friday. So do know this is going to continue. Any traders that are inside of this play, which we know there's a good amount of you because we could tell from the medium and as well as the small scale orders, continue to bring the volume into the stock because it is helping at the end. Also, we have to keep in mind of what's going on outside of the stock market itself. We're hearing all of the news. I also shared this with you guys about Joe Biden and saying, hey, people need to go out there and get vaccinated. Now we have companies popping up everywhere saying, yes, it is required. You need to be vaccinated. And also, I think it was Delta Airlines that came out and said, hey, if you're going to be unvaccinated, then you're going to have to pay up more money in regards to health coverages. So again, this is definitely the trend that we're moving towards, and it's part of the reasons why we're having a spotlight on this particular industry and why OCGN is actually benefiting from it. Another thing is we have Moderna that came out today saying, hey, we have put in our rolling submission for the BLA. And we already know as far as for the BLA, that's the same route that Ocugen needs to take as well. So we're going to be looking for those answers. We want to know those updates. But for now, what we're waiting on is who. We want to get that emergency use listing. And once we get that, then we can move forward and see how other things start to unravel. And maybe you might want to have a strategy or a game plan in regards to how it unravels as well. Because I know many of you are saying, well, you know what? You're a bit skeptical about the whole entire situation with OCGN. You haven't been hearing too many updates, and you know what? That is completely understandable. And if you do have a strategy, hey, you got to do what's best for you and what's going to actually make you feel better at the end of the day. Don't be pressured into doing anything because at the end of the day, it is your money. So as far as when we were going on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, OCGN still continues to have short squeeze potential. So I know many of you would be excited to actually hear about that, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how things look like going into tomorrow. Yes, we've had some multiple green days showing a lot of strength. So if we do decide to pull back, of course, I want to see those areas of support hold up that I was talking about inside of the technical analysis. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.